Hello, people of Earth, and welcome to another episode of the Just for Giggles podcast. I'm your host, Aubrey Friedrich. And this week, I've compiled a list of 10 things that I've realized in the past 10 days. Whether or not I realized one thing a day or not, I don't know. It beats me. Anyway, starting off strong. And it's something that I just need to bring to everybody's attention because it's like it haunts me at night. Is that last week for last week's episode, if y'all didn't check it out, I interviewed some basketball players and it was really fun. But YouTube did me so nasty with the audio. Something went wrong when I uploaded it or something because that audio got so crunched and it was just it was it literally pained my soul. Like when I found out about it, it keeps me up at night cuz let's see, the episode was released on Sunday, like all recent episodes anyway. And that same weekend, my little sister was on a retreat where they had no phones. And mind you, 5 of those 6 boys are my little sister's classmates. So naturally, when I went to get her from the phoneless retreat, the first thing she wanted to do was watch it. So on the way home, she starts listening to it, and I was like, why on earth does it sound like that? And then we get home, and I pull it out on my own phone, and I'm like, I'm sorry? What happened? So then I have gone out of my way to post about it, or at least mention it on social media because I promise, guys, it was never that bad. It was never that bad. Spotify, fine. YouTube did me. I feel so. I'm just frustrated. I'm heartbroken because I for something that was so awesome, I can't believe I got done so dirty. And on the topic, how on earth am I supposed to top next week? Not that it's a competition, but last week was so much fun and so out there and a little nerve wracking for a couple days. But how I I need to get out of my comfort zone more. That's you know what, that's an 11th thing that I just now realized. I need to start doing more like I don't know. I need to it's yeah, nonetheless. Also, on the same topic of things that I learned because of last week, it's that talking to tall people that are taller than me is so refreshing because I live my life every single day. Oh, just bonked the mic. Sorry, everyone. I spend my life every single day talking to people that are either the same height or shorter than me. I am the tallest person in my house, and I don't know if there's any hope for my little brother to get taller than me. Granted, I don't think boys are supposed to stop growing until they're like early 20s or something. But I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what he's standing at right now. But please, please. Because the tall people gene skipped like 2 generations and it somehow ended up with me. I don't know. So I guess shout out to my great grandpa. Anyway, another thing that I've realized actually, no. Another thing that I want to add to that tall people thing is that on TikTok, I keep seeing like those tall people like conventions or whatever, or like tall people festivals, essentially where it's just like people only like 5'10" or 5'11" and taller can go. And I think most of them you have to be like 21 or older because there's like probably like alcohol involved. So I I am going to try my best to get to one of those because I think that would be so much fun. I wouldn't have to look at the ground. Thanks, sweet baby Jesus. Anyway, I've realized, well, actually, last week and 2 weeks ago, days of the week, nonetheless, it's re. I've realized that my goal or purpose in life to create and entertain, it's just been reinstilled in my soul. I've been a creative person since I was younger. Couldn't tell you how young, but That's just where my heart and soul lie. And then I got into entertaining and now I'm here. And last week it just really refreshed that for my soul. And there's so so much silliness around last week. There are so many fun little stories and funny moments that were not in the episode or even in the little blooper videos that I wish I could tell y'all. And I'm sure I definitely could, but I'm not gonna. It's just a big fat memory in and of itself. Following it up with number, I don't know, one, two, three, four. I'm not using my free will enough. I think that ties into something I said already. I think that's like number five or something. I'm not using it enough. And I think 2 weeks ago that really just spawned into my mind again. Or just like stupid things. I'm not using my free will enough. Just like how I'm not sitting where I normally do. Because I'm using my free will because I can do whatever I want. Because this is my thing. And nobody's going to take that from me. So that's life. Number 6, I love a good reason to cheer or to yell, which makes it almost, this is actually really bad and I should not be saying this, but it makes it almost a little bit normal for me to wake up with like a mildly scratchy throat. It also doesn't help that whenever I'm like in the car, my jams are always on and I always have like a compulsive urge to just jam out and start singing it. You know what I'm saying? I really need to, so I just need to shut up, which this kind of adds to the next story. So, my little siblings and my mom went on a little trip to Florida 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago? I don't know. And they came back, and from the sounds of it, a majority of that group ended up sick. So, they went to Disney. So, instead of the happiest place on earth, it sounded like it was the germiest place on earth. So, naturally, I did everything in my power to just, stay by myself, not get this, because absolutely not. And then, I thought like everybody was in like the final stages of like recovery, non-contagious. They're all chilling. I survived the war, and then lo and behold, I think it was uh Sunday. I like literally Easter Sunday. I wake up and my throat hurts a little bit, and I'm like, you know what? That's fine because I've spent like the last 3 days straight at church singing, especially Saturday night because the choir sang at the Easter Vigil and that was like a 3 hour service mass thing. So a lot of music. So I was like, you know what? It's okay. I'm just gonna use today just to just shut up and I'm just gonna be silent like all day, or at least to the best of my ability. And then I thought from there I was gonna be okay. Monday rolls around and I wake up and I feel dizzy. I feel nauseous. My throat is so inflamed and in pain, and I can like barely like swallow, and it just hurts. So then I end up at urgent care because I'm like, I don't play these games. I don't play these games. I get checked in and vitals are taken, blah, blah, blah. They ask me what the symptoms are and everything. And they were like, and he's like looking at my eyes, look like I said my throat hurts, so he's checking the back of my throat, and he's like, oh, if I had to take a guess, I think you have strep throat. So then he gets the little swab stick out and he swabs the back of my throat, which already made me like, ugh. If it's, I know a good chunk of you have probably had it done in your life, but it's not pleasant. Like it just was awful. And then lo and behold, about 10 minutes later, yep, I got strep. So that's why I sound a little goofy right now. I probably should have waited another couple days before I sat down to do this. You know what? It's chill. I'm gonna survive. Hopefully. If my cause of death is what is happening with my hair right now. You know what? Doesn't matter. Also, why does it look like the light is messing? Why does it look like my light is messing with me? Like it's like Looks like it's like pulling me when I have like a seizure or something and it's like violently shaking. I should not have made that joke. That is not okay. I thought I was invincible to this illness, and nope, nope. So then I got doped up on some antibiotics and carrying on with my life. Anyway, before I ended up sick, I should have told this story first. So recently, we added a massage therapist to our squad at the salon, and I've known for a while that getting like a routine massage for like my wrists or whatever wouldn't be a bad idea, so I can like try and avoid carpal tunnel and nerve damage. It was just something that I was like, I should, but and I just kept kind of putting it off. And then I was at the bowling alley one night and my left wrist, not even my right wrist, and I'm right-handed. My left wrist, whatever muscle is right here, and I should know because I took not only a separate anatomy class, but also for anybody else out there that holds a cosmetology license, the anatomy chapter, uh it was not great. It was not fun. But like whatever muscle is right here just started cramping really, really bad. And I was like, oh, gonna text her, and get in. So I did. And then the day of the massage comes around. What is happening with my seriously, y'all? What is going on? It's probably this stupid cowlick I have. Just making it go rogue. It's not that deep. It's really not. Anyway, the day of the massage rolls around. She was like, "So what are we doing?" And I was like, "Okay, so just like, like my hands, wrists, arms." And she's like, "Okay, well, I like to include like the neck and shoulders too because it's all connected." And I was like, "Okay, I see you. Let's do it. I'm down. They definitely need it too." And she gets up to working on my shoulders and she was like, "Are you right-handed?" "Yeah." "I can tell." "What are you?" Yeah, that's just how tense my like right shoulder was. So I guess this is everybody's sign to go get a massage. Everybody could use it. I'm not gonna lie. We could all use it. I could probably go for another one. I honestly could say that every day. But she was like, don't, after we were all done, she was like, don't go trying to lift 150 pounds, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, girl, do you know who you're talking to? Me and 150 pounds for fun? No, no. Since I keep complaining about my hair, thing I've realized number eight is that my haircut is just so iconic. Although right now it's not doing me any justice because it's not styled. Literally all I did was blow dry it. And that was it. So it looks a little crazy right now. Four score and 7 years ago. This wasn't even that long ago. But we have this intern at the salon and she's diva. If you're watching, hey girl. When I met her, she had like decently long hair. She's iconic nonetheless. And then there was a good period of time where I hadn't seen her. And then I saw her again, short hair. Pow. And then she said something about how like mild influence from my short hair. And I was like, let's go. Let's go. And then I think it's probably like 2-ish weeks ago again. 3, maybe. I don't know. The concept of time just doesn't click with me very well. Actually, I think it was when I walked out of my massage. I was like, okay, girl, fresh haircut. And she was like, yeah, I just really like the way your hair looks and I really wanted it too. And I was like, oh, short hair queens unite. So I don't know if I'm going to grow out my hair anytime soon. I'm probably not. I really can't get over what's happening up here right now, though. Thing I've realized number 10 is that I don't know. See, I know this isn't crazy abnormal. Well, maybe it's a little weird. Is that I can take naps in like absurdly bright light. Like I know there's people who like sleep outside when they're like tanning in the summer. I've slept in the environment of which I'm sitting right now. And there are lights. So and sometimes I fall asleep faster in this lighting than I do when it's dark in my room at night. Make that make sense. Somebody add that up for me. That is all for this week. The 10 things that I've realized in the last 10-ish days, more than 10 days, probably close to 3 weeks. Who am I even lying to? I'm lying to everybody. I'm lying to myself. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, go check out every single previous episode. And if you're really new to this pod, check out last week's because that one's really good. And if you're watching it on YouTube, trust me when I say the audio was not supposed to be like that. Also, I'm going to ping back just a little bit. I want to give out 2 crazy shout outs for that episode. Number 1 being Tice's mom, because way back in my sophomore year of high school, we had this little thing of media called Media Club. And I was like, you know what? Me and my friends all want to join it. It's just another silly extracurricular. Like, what the heck? And we literally just made these videos that highlighted different parts of our school. And, we had like a bougie camera on like the teleprompter, and I wasn't on the editing squad, but. And she was like the advisor of it, or one of the advisors of it. And she definitely, without her or just that group in general, I probably wouldn't be doing this. And I don't think I realized that enough. So shout out to her. She also has short hair. And when I ran into her the other week, because I went to like talk to Tice, she said she loves my short hair. And then I was like, cool people have short hair, because she also has short hair. And I say that all the time because cool people do have short hair. Thank you nonetheless. Person number 2 I would like to shout out is Maddox, which, to backtrack a little bit, if you've been here a while and you remember Malena from like a bajillion episodes ago when we talked about our thoughts on Dancing with the Stars, Malena and Maddox are siblings, and they're siblings, and I'm one of their cousins. Not first cousins, but we're cousins somehow, somewhere down the tree. And before this pod was like an actual thing, and it was like still mostly a joke or whatever, like he overheard about it somehow, and he was like, "Oh, come on. Oh, come on." And I was just like, "Huh?" And for the lack of media presence that kid holds, I thought he was genuinely joking with me for the longest time. And then he brought up the idea of having the team on, and I was like, "You know what? Let's do it. Let's see if I can make it happen." So, shout out to Tysa's mom and Maddox for bringing me to where I am today, and just, what even is my life? Anyway, that's all for this week. Thank you all for being here. It's been a wild ride, and I will see you next week. And next week, I'll be 20 years old. Stop it right now. Cue the non existent outro.